Hi, this is the BX Tech Talk, and today I'll be covering types of cloud models and products under them and the differences between them. Before I start, here's a glossary of the words that you may not have heard of. Cloud computing are computing services offered over the internet, and a cloud provider is someone who provides these cloud computing services. To start with, cloud service models are categories of cloud computing that provide different levels of flexibility, control, and management for users. There are three main types of cloud service models: infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. Of course, there are other service models, such as database as a service or function as a service, but we will not be covering those today. Now, without further ado, let's dive into the video. First, I will be talking about infrastructure as a service, which is the most flexible cloud model as you have control over almost everything in the model. In fact, the cloud provider only manages the physical infrastructure like the hardware, physical security, and ensuring network connectivity so you can use them. Everything else, like the applications, operating system, data, accounts, is controlled by the client. By the way, a client is the person who purchased the cloud services. Next, here are some scenarios for infrastructure as a service. First, we have lift and shift migration, which means migrating your entire workload from your on-premise data center to the cloud service. Infrastructure as a service makes sense as you can control almost everything about it, which will simplify migrating your workload from your on-premise data center to the cloud. Infrastructure as a service is also used for program development and big data analysis, as you can scale more easily using infrastructure as a service. Now, for a deeper understanding, I'm going to give you a few examples of applications and services that use infrastructure as a service. These products include Azure Virtual Machines, Azure Kubernetes Service, Google Compute OpenShift, and Amazon Web Service. By the way, all virtual machines fall under infrastructure as a service, as you can customize almost everything except the physical infrastructure. Next, I will be covering the next cloud service, Platform as a Service. In Platform as a Service, the responsibilities are mostly shared. The client is responsible for the data, accounts, and devices used to connect to the service. Meanwhile, the cloud provider controls the physical infrastructure as well as the operating system and the development tools. Platform as a Service is like a middle ground between infrastructure as a service and software as a service. Now, here are some scenarios for using Platform as a Service. Platform as a service can be used for a development framework, as platform as a service provides a framework that developers can build upon or develop or customize cloud-based applications. It can also be used for analytics and business intelligence for tools provided as a service with platform as a service allow organizations to analyze and mine their data, finding insights and patterns and predicting outcomes to improve forecasting, product design decisions, investment returns, and other business decisions. For deeper understanding, I'll list some example applications and services that use platform as a service. These are Azure App Service, Azure Cosmos DB, and Google Cloud Firestore. The final cloud model I'll be covering today is software as a service. It gives the least flexibility to the client over the control of the service. The client can only manage the data, devices, and accounts connected to the system. The cloud provider is responsible for almost everything else, from the physical infrastructure to the operating system, network controls, and everything else. Now, here are some scenarios for software as a service. As all applications that you can just control the data and accounts without managing other controls fall under software as a service. Services like email providers, finance tracking applications, and customer relationship management systems all fall under software as a service. Here are some example applications that use software as a service. Most applications that we use every day fall under software as a service. For example, Microsoft Excel and PowerPoint and every other Office application fall under software as a service. Canva and Gmail and other Google Workspace products also fall under software as a service. If you still feel unclear about the responsibilities in various cloud models, here's a table listing the responsibilities. As you can see here, infrastructure as a service provides the most flexibility as you are responsible for almost everything. Platform as a service has evenly distributed responsibilities, and software as a service controls almost everything for you so you can focus on actually using the product. Now, here are some questions to test your knowledge. I will stop talking for a few seconds so you can read and answer the questions. Feel free to pause the videos if you need extra reading time. Okay, now I will give you the answers to the questions. For question number 1, as explained earlier, Gmail is an application where you do not need to control any of the operating system and network controls, and therefore falls under software as a service. For all cloud service models, which include IaaS, the client is responsible for the data that they put into the system, therefore the client is responsible for the data. And for the last question, which is question 3, infrastructure as a service is best suited for lift and shift migration, as you can easily take all the workloads running on your on-premise data center and migrate it to the cloud. The reason being infrastructure as a service is highly customizable and flexible. If you got more than one question wrong, consider going back and doing some revision. This is the end of my video. Thanks for watching this video and I hope you enjoy watching. Please like and subscribe below. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments and I'll gladly answer. By the way, this video was made using Canva, the presentation tool, and most of the information came from the Microsoft Learn website.